Hello everybody and welcome back to the table. Today we are taking a look at a new California Legal out the front knife. So this is an automatic, and this actually comes to us from the same makers of the infamous Lightning OTF. So this one right here is called the Lightning Fireball. So if you own the Lightning OTF, or if you're familiar with it, it is one of the most popular out the front knives on the market today, primarily because it has a great balance between price and performance. It's very inexpensive. And so the same company came out with the Fireball here, and what we have here is a California legal version of the Lightning OTF. So take a look at what we have here. This is a sub 2-inch blade along with an aluminum handle with some nice texturing on it. And so the idea here is we get the fun action of the original Lightning OTF, but in this smaller California Legal Auto size. And so these ones I picked up from Grindworks, and so they were on sale recently for, I think it was $21.99 a piece. And so this is at the extreme budget end. So what are we getting for that price? And given that this is a Lightning Auto, I am kind of expecting it to perform at least as well as its larger sibling. I don't own one, unfortunately, but we can check out what we have here today. And so again, I did purchase 2 of these knives because the price was right. So of course we have the green handles and the black handles, aluminum handles with some texturing on them. And this is painted aluminum, so if you carry and use this knife regularly, it will wear, and you'll see eventually the bare metal through the paint here. So these blades, let's check them out. One I decided to get in the Tanto, one in the drop point, and I chose the two-tone finish, so we can see we have a black and satin finish on the blades. And being out the front knives, I'm actually fairly impressed with what these are for the price. Because of course on the table here we can see some other California Legal Auto knives, and in comparison these ones actually stack up fairly well in my opinion. So we'll do some quick comparisons and I'll give you my thoughts on these knives. But if you are at the extreme budget end as well, I would recommend picking these up. So I will throw a link to Grindworks in the comments below, so if you want to pick one up you can click on the link and grab one. Again, I'm not affiliated with anybody. I just saw some California Legal Autos, and as you may know if you visited my channel before, I really do like to collect these kind of knives. It's just a really nice little niche of the knife community, and so I love making these type of comparisons. So let's make some quick comparisons of the knife and we'll take a closer look at it. So what we have on the table here, let's take a look at what else is out here and available. So starting at the extreme budget end and moving on to more pricier knives, we have the Boker USB Auto. And so again, another California Legal Auto, automatic action. So let's just hold these side by side. You can kind of see the similarity. And the USB is definitely smaller because it's meant to emulate the size of a USB flash drive. So that's kind of expected. And the OTF here, the USB, is actually manufactured by Cobratec, which also is this next knife that I have on display right here. So this is one of Cobratec's branded auto knives. And so they actually have a few different California legal designs. And so this particular one I also chose. It's a Tanto blade. Very similar action to the Boker USB because of course they're from the same place. But as you can also tell, very small in comparison to the Fireball here. And so the smaller size of these Cobratecs is kind of common for this California Legal Auto market. Most of these companies are going for small sized knives. So what's interesting is that the Fireball here, this knife weighs in, it's 2.7 ounces in weight, but when you look at the thickness here, this is hefty. And it fills the hand very well. So it is the thickest knife here on the table and one of the heaviest. In fact, the only knife that's heavier than the Fireball here is going to be our Microtech Exocet by a little bit. But beyond this, let's put down the Fireball and check out, this is the Talon by D-Rocket Designs. This one's a single action auto. So we can see that blade opens up and the little lever retracts it. But let's just hold these side by side and you can kind of see the similarity in size there. So check that out. And of course, very different price structure here. The Lightning Fireballs are the least expensive knives on the table today. So this is the Talon by D-Rocket Designs. titanium handle, so definitely a bit more expensive. But jumping from the more budget end over here over to our Microtechs, we get a huge jump in price. And so there's these three knives here from Microtech. They kind of vary in price, but they're definitely all going to come in between $200–300. This one right here being the Microtech UTX 70 California edition. So very thin profile, very small, but we can see the length itself is actually somewhat similar to the Fireball. But holding them up side by side, check out the thinness there. You know, it's like half the thickness of the Fireball. And of course with Microtech, you're getting, you know, US made knives. So they definitely do cost more. You know, but from a value perspective, you could buy literally 10 of these for the price of a Microtech. So that's really up to you as to whether the name brand and the quality is worth it. So this is the UTX 70. And right next to this, you can blame me for mispronouncing this all day long. That's okay. This is the Microtech Mini Trudon. So again, another Tanto blade, really high quality. I do like this Microtech quite a bit. This particular one is M390, and we can see that really nice stonewash finish on the blade. Very nice deep carry pocket clip, just very, very good quality. This one I've had no issues with, but check them out side by side. Let's lay them down. And you can see kind of a similar comparison. So in terms of beefiness and build quality, the Lightning Fireball here is somewhat similar, maybe not in quality, but in thickness and heft to the Mini Trudon. And again, both of these are the Tanto blades, so make for a decent comparison. And the only other heavyweight on the table here that's going to even come close to the Fireball and is going to be the Microtech Exocet. So this is the Bounty Hunter edition because, of course, it has the colors of, you know, the Star Wars theme, Boba Fett. And so what we have right here, again, another Tanto blade. What is it with me and Tanto blades on these autos? I don't know. But you can see the similarities. Definitely thinner because this knife here is meant to be also kind of like a, you know, like your money clip with this giant wide pocket clip. But you can see the blade size, of course, very similar. The overall length, very similar. And so very much in the same wheelhouse in terms of pocket knives. But of course, when it comes to thickness, you can see the difference there once again. So really, if you want a beater knife, something that you can carry with you every day and really not worry about breaking it or using it hard, these Fireballs are going to be a great option. Because I wouldn't necessarily recommend Microtech for this. Because again, if you're spending $300 on a knife, do you really want to bash it into nothingness? Maybe you do, totally fine, nothing wrong with that, that's what they're for. But me as a collector, yeah, I kind of tend to not want to do that. But again, I bought two of these knives, so this right here with the black handle, this is the Fireball with the drop point, and you can see, of course, the size comparison. They are identical except for the blade shape. And now, of course, we can see where they cut corners on price. The boxes that come with these knives are absolutely nothing to talk about. These are, of course, made in China at an extreme budget level. So these came from Grindworks. I don't know if these are an exclusive there or not, but they are on sale. At least they were when I bought them. And coming to shipping as well, they cost around $30 to your door. And so 30 bucks for an out the front knife that's going to be fairly reliable and easy to beat on is a good deal. So what they don't really say about these knives is the blade steel used. So it is speculated, because of course I heard about these knives on Reddit's Knife Club. It was speculated these are probably 440C, which is the same steel that the regular size Lightning knives use. Whereas on Grindworks' own website, they just call it stainless steel. So it could easily just be a cheap 440. But for again for $20 with this action, I'm not going to complain about the quality of your steel choice. So sure, you have to touch it up. And sure, out of the box, these things are not even really razor sharp. They have an edge, but I wouldn't shave with it. But what we do have here is an OTF knife with a decent pocket clip. It's not deep carry, but it does carry pretty nicely in the pocket. Lightning Fireball, a secure pocket clip, one position only, tip down. I guess that's technically tip down, but it's right-hand side carry pocket clip. And I guess for an OTF, that doesn't really matter quite as much. But for $30, is this the best knife on the table for that price? Maybe. The real competition here is right over here. So right here, this is the Boker Sub Kalashnikov, also coming in around the $30 price point. These ones, I believe, are exclusive to Blade Ops. And again, it's not an OTF knife, but it is an auto. We can see the push button. Boom, look at that action. Very snappy, very fun to play with. Not quite an OTF, but look at the size comparison here. And the price comparison is even more engaging. So we can definitely see that these are both $30 knives, one being an OTF, one being a side opening auto. They're very comparable in my opinion. And of course, there are many other OTFs out there that are California legal. There are many other side opening autos that are California legal. Some I don't even have on the table today. But this is such an interesting niche market when it comes to pocket knives that I have to share this with you. So these are the Lightning Fireball, the Lightning Fireball pocket knives. And as you can see, they're nice and thick, feel good in hand. They actually really do feel good in hand. When you just hold it like this, man, this is a good grip. But this aluminum handled OTF, is this the new budget California legal auto? Is this the new king of the market? Maybe, you know, but if you want to go to Grindworks, they have several different colors, different blade shapes, different blade color options, a lot of things available right now. So go pick one up if this looks interesting to you. Honestly, for the price, I had to buy two just because they're so darn cheap. But if you have any questions about this auto here, or you want to see it compared to any other California legal auto or any other knife that I own, please do leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you and see what you have to think about this one. But I hope you all have a knife day, everybody. See you later.